This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Hello, hello. It is the After Party live on a Hide in Your Cave Monday. We kind of have a cave to check out today. Just kind of one or a series of caves in Greece that we'll be looking at. I wanted to thank everyone for voting because what a surprise over the weekend for this audio caster of the year. Wow. You guys, some of you leave the computer open and just vote every time you pass by. That's Teacher Lori. Others have messaged to say I voted 10 times. You can vote as often as you would like. This is not a big scientific contest, but there's no restriction on how many times you can vote, apparently. And so you guys have, and look at us. This show, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're sitting in 5th place, which I think is amazing. I did not expect that to be the case. So we've got, what does it say? 3% of the vote now? That's so wonderful. Really, really awesome. I mean, I was hoping we'd get past the golf guy, and look, we went past the golf guy a long time ago. I think we need to keep voting. I need to keep voting because, you never know. The golf guy could mount a comeback, and, I don't want to be caught with my pants down over here. So if you want to keep voting, you can find that. I'll put the link, I think I have the link to the place where you can vote. I'll put that in the chat. And I just want to thank everyone for all the support for the show. I know some people have a hard time contributing financially. Totally understand it. Everything is tight right now. And, a lot of us are on different types of budgets. And I completely get it because it seems like every time you turn around, somebody wants money for something, right? So I understand. But this is a way to help the show. It's free. Also, you can click the like button and click subscribe as well. All of that helps the show, as does after the fact. Just going in and entering a comment helps the show get dispersed to more people. So all of those things are ways to help the After Party Live. And I know you guys support this show. It's such a wonderful community in here. So thank you for voting. And look at us go. 3% of the vote, 2,129 votes. I don't think we're going to beat the guy from the river. He's got more than 28,000 votes. We're pushing 29,000. I don't even think we're going to beat this guy. I mean, maybe maybe I'm being a negative Nelly naysayer, but he's got 21,000 votes and more, counting. But I think maybe we could overtake Steve Fox and the old school streaming station. I don't know. I'm happy to be where we are, to be honest. So, but that is happening. So you can vote if you would like to do that. That's awesome. Vote early, vote often, says Blue Spark. Absolutely. In this particular instance, vote early, vote often. Really, really good. There is something happening in my hometown of Petaluma, and I have to share it with you. Because, we love some animals here on this show. And downtown in Petaluma, this great horned owl mother and her 2 babies have taken up residence on this historic building. And there's some pushback because there was a big article written about the downtown owls. And a lot of people think, no, you don't tell people where they're nesting, right? You want to keep that a secret so that no one goes down there and messes with them. But I think if you don't necessarily need to know the exact street corner they're on, but very interesting to know that they're there and just to be able to observe them and their beauty. This is a family of great horned owls. Residents and workers in downtown Petaluma have seen them atop this historic building, this great horned owl and her 2 owlets. They're on an ornamental ledge jutting out from the facade of this building, and neighbors, photographers, people looking up and admiring these beautiful owls. They had been heard but not seen. There was a distinctive call that people were hearing for a few weeks without knowing exactly where it was. And then someone found the nest and started sharing it with neighbors. Again, there's a question mark as to whether you want to share the location, but it's become quite an attraction. People come in on their lunch break to check out the owls downtown. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. People are saying that, if the owl was disturbed by all the goings on downtown and the people, that she wouldn't have built her nest here, so she must be okay with it. At dawn and dusk, she heads out in search of food. The two chicks remain safe in the nest. The story goes that one of these owlets apparently needed a rescue. Perhaps, I don't know if it fell from the nest or what, but someone came to its rescue. So there has been some human involvement here. But yeah, it's on one of the most iconic buildings in downtown Petaluma, showing that nature can thrive even in the middle of a city. It's such a beautiful picture. Here's another shot of this. You can kind of see them up there on that ornamental facade. Yeah. Speaking of birds, oh my gosh, how cute is that bird? Really, just adorable. This is a kingfisher, a rare Guam kingfisher, one of four that hatched at this Virginia facility, and they're incredibly rare. The four just born now add to the small population of extinct in the wild birds. It's also known, not only a Guam kingfisher chick, but it's also known as a sihek, Sihek, sihek. It was completely wiped out from its native Guam, and it is only being kept alive in captivity. Then there were some conservationists that released some of these birds in 2024 on an atoll, and they have been thriving in that area. So that's good. And now we have four new chicks. They hatched at the Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute in Front Royal, Virginia. The first two hatchlings emerging April 12th and April 14th. Then we got the next two, May 27th and May 28th. The hatchlings mean that this facility has met its record of 4 Sahek chicks in a season, which was previously set in 2020 and 1985. So as of now, 33 of these birds have hatched at the Conservation Biology Institute. Across the planet, only 125 of these birds are alive today. So to have 4 more is huge, 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 huge. Only 125 of these guys are alive. The wildlife biologists say, given the small size of the worldwide population of Sihek, every additional individual is incredibly valuable. Young birds are important to replace the birds that are no longer part of the breeding population. They are the next generation. So, one of the things that wiped these birds out on Guam is the invasive brown tree snake. It was brought to Guam after World War II, possibly through military cargo ships, and it has no natural predators. So it went and hunted these birds and lizards and bats. 12 forest bird species were eliminated by these reptiles. Some of them, like the coco or the Guam rail and the sehek, are still around today, but only because of the captive breeding programs. The aviculturists at the Smithsonian say caring for these Sahek chicks can be really challenging. They're a territorial little bird, and the pairs can be difficult to breed. The parents of these two chicks didn't get along last year, but this year they decided apparently that it was their time. So the also the the parents don't have chick rearing experience because they're in captivity. So they put some dummy eggs, the biologists, filled with plaster for the birds to practice on, and then the birds kind of worked their incubation skills, and the animal care team was making sure the real eggs were warmed in the incubator and taken care of. The hatchlings have to be fed by staff 7 times a day, gradually weaned to fewer feedings. Right now, they're working on getting the hatchlings to eat on their own. So, yeah, you wonder though, if humans have to do all this kind of work, then these birds, when they're released in the wild, are they going to know what to do? Are they going to be able to take care of their young? How is that going to work? Boy, they sure are pretty birds, though. That's the Sehek, the Guamanian Sehek. We have a story as well about our hatchlings here in California, our bald eagles. Apparently, there was a visitor to the nest, a squirrel, and it didn't go well. No. Mother not happy. Here's the video. And see, this is Jackie and Shadow and their night. There's the newest hatchlings. They're back in the daytime there. And there they are, flapping, 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 trying to get this squirrel out of the nest. The squirrel's name is Fiona. You know, all these creatures are named because they're all featured on video. The squirrel Luna, or is it Luna? Yeah. Fiona, the squirrel Fiona, lives in the same tree where the eagles live, overlooking Big Bear Lake. And apparently over the weekend, the squirrel comes right up to the nest, making several appearances overnight between May 30th and 31st. And so during one of these visits, mom eagle, Jackie, starts flapping her wings and squawking, saying she is not tolerating this squirrel at all. But there's the nest, and there are the eaglets. They're so big now. Not so little anymore. That's Sandy and Luna. They're also practicing their squirrel shooing skills. They're flapping their wings as well. Really cool. They say the squirrels visit the nest from time to time, not necessarily to eat the eaglets, but to feast on the scraps that are left behind. Look at them stretching their wings and getting ready. Really, really cool. Fiona, by the way, is a San Bernardino flying squirrel. Those squirrels can glide as far as 300 feet in the air. They're very fond of the eggshells and other things left behind by the eagles. So they all work together, but apparently they weren't tolerating each other over the weekend. It's hard to believe how big they've gotten in such a short amount of time. Look at that. Jumping, flapping. Really cool. Yeah, Fiona Nullifidian was a character in Shrek. Fiona was the princess, right? Yeah. Look at them. Little sibling rivalry going on there. I don't know. And they're joined by the parents. All right. We'll move forward to, how about a tech story? Why don't we go for some Google Glass? These glasses, these high-tech glasses, they're starting to look more and more just kind of like regular sunglasses. I don't know how you start to tell apart that you're being filmed or whatever. This is Google and Samsung entering the smart glasses market with the AI-powered wearables made in collaboration with eyewear brands Gentle Monster and Warby Parker. They were announced at the Google I/O Developer Conference. Intelligent eyewear intended to allow people to listen to music, take photos, use everyday apps, and interact with Google's Gemini AI assistant without even having to look at your phone. Nope, you can just do it all with your glasses. The two types of glasses set to be released. There's an audio-only version, which is scheduled to be launched come fall, and a version with a small in-lens display, and that will launch after. The audio glasses provide spoken AI assistance privately into your ear, while the display glasses also will show information overlaid in your sightline, creating an extended reality XR experience. Both include a front-facing camera, primarily operated through voice interaction, designed to work as a companion device to a mobile phone. Google saying this is a very exciting time. I don't know. I think it's kind of a scary time. We already are, everywhere we go in public, are at risk of having our picture taken for whatever reason, where it's just you feel like you're already so on display, and now you wouldn't even realize that someone was pointing and clicking, right? It's just crazy. So the Gentle Monster style is a pair of elongated oval sunglasses. The others are kind of a rounded square shape. Um, yeah. The developer, one of the developers or the designers of the glasses says it looks prettier than normal eyewear. And it connects you with a feeling of bravery and rebelliousness. Really? The return to the AI glasses for Google comes after they kind of had a failure. Remember when they did the Google Glass in the 2010s and that kind of fell flat? Well, they're trying again, and now the smart glasses market is growing really fast. Meta sold 7 million units of its AI glasses last year. Despite the privacy concerns regarding this product, where private video recordings were routinely streamed to support workers, I guess, in Kenya. So there was some issues with that. Still, I guess we're going in the way of these AI glasses. I have enough trouble. I don't even use the AI helper on my phone. Do you guys use the AI thing on your phone? I don't even do that. I don't need it on my face, but I guess that's where we're going. So everybody hang on tight. I'm going to the chat. Yvonne says, only like all these cameras and surveillance when they catch the bad guys, yeah, especially serious criminals. I hear you. I hear you. I saw that the last part. Recording devices on naked or half naked people. Creepy. Remember, that's why they had the sound. You had to have a sound when you took a picture because people were going into the dressing rooms at the gym. And so then they made it so that when you took a picture, it made a sound. So at least people would know that they'd been photographed. Yeah. Ooh, Coachella Valley tea. So good. Jim says should be illegal or make some type of beep when recording. Yes, exactly. So that you know when someone's taking video. I mean, not like I'm out there doing anything secret, but still. Mama says this is gross. You know, some creepy dude is going to be filming women, kids without permission. Come on. Nullifidian says in They Live, the aliens were only visible with glasses. Oh, so you think maybe this could help us out? I don't know. Creeposaurus Rex. I don't want it on my face. Good for other people. I don't either. Really need to rein in these tech bros, says Vanessa. Heather says I avoid that AIS as much as possible. I have to tell you, I do too. And maybe that's, we're all supposed to be learning how to use it and getting it more, I don't know, enmeshed in our lives. No thanks. How about some good old fashioned window shopping? Let's go. Look at that. They have a whole car in that window hanging upside down over the mannequins. Wild. The artist is Alex Chinek. And I'm telling you, the videos that Mr. Chinek has put together for Christian Dior stores in New York and Los Angeles, it's really more like you're standing in front of a museum display than a window display where someone's trying to sell you something. He was commissioned to develop a series of artwork for House of Dior New York and House of Dior Beverly Hills that reinterpret common fixtures of American streets in his surrealist style. So I wanted to share some of these with you. This one was so crazy. This one is on the corner of 57th Street and Madison in Manhattan, where he has 9 sculptures based on symbols, including yellow taxis, clocks, traffic lights. Just really, really cool looking. So there's that one. Here's another window. You can see all the traffic lights that are displayed. That's a really cool one too. In this one, this is in Los Angeles or Beverly Hills area. It's a looped sculpture of an old school red car. It's supposed to be an old red Cadillac. Really interesting looking. He stretched it out, looped it around, and there it is. I mean, this is good. I have to say, this is good Windows stuff, right? Bent the street light and has the mannequin swinging from the street light. Here's another one with street light art, tying the street lights in a bow. Kind of reminds me of a public art installation in the UK that we saw recently. Really interesting. I think I like this one the most. I would stop and look at that one for a while, I think. Although the upside down taxi hovering over the mannequins is pretty interesting as well. We talk about new technology that is helping fight fires. And apparently it's technology you could create easily. The parts available at really most hardware stores. They're heat sensing sensors. They were designed by NASA, but they're made from commonly available household materials. And they attach to these bulldozers that firefighters use when they're trying to clear out the vegetation and brush fire in their path, triggering an alarm when temperatures reach extremely dangerous levels. So you'd think that it would be obvious when a fire gets too hot. But now these fire dozers are being outfitted with these enclosures to put the operators away from the flames, right? And that means that they're less able to gauge the surrounding heat. So they've got these sensors to help them do that, help protect the driver, help protect the dozer from getting damaged as well. It consists of a thermocouple similar to those found in a home oven, which is wired to an LED light in the cabin of the bulldozer. And if the light starts blinking, it's time to get out. The entire system powered by something that we probably all have at our house, AA batteries. They said using a simple power source like this is part of an attempt to make every aspect of the design affordable and accessible. There's a research scientist at the University of Alabama who says that they had recent trials installing this sensor in fire bulldozers, and they realized they were missing a part. And rather than waiting to hear back from NASA and have a custom piece shipped to them, they just went down to the hardware store and solved the problem. They said NASA's expertise in this case comes not in the novelty of the instrument itself, but in figuring out how to solve the problem quickly and integrate that technology into the existing system. The flexibility is what makes the approach so valuable for firefighters. And so far, they've worked exactly as intended. So, yay, if it saves the life of the firefighter who's working out there to cut a path, and also will allow us to save more of these bulldozers and get them out of the way of fire, excellent. In addition, all of these sensors allow NASA to gather data about fire strength and the intensity straight from the front lines of the fire. So it can be used in a research capacity as well, which I think is pretty cool. There was a bright meteor that lit up the sky in New England and then exploded with a loud boom, like a sonic boom. They think the pieces of this perhaps landed in Cape Cod Bay. It was seen from Delaware to Montreal, and experts think it was about 3 feet wide and going about 75,000 miles an hour when this thing broke apart. And I don't have a picture for you because I wanted to use the video. Although, I don't know, maybe it's not very good video. Yeah. They call it a bolide exploding above New England on Saturday afternoon that created this booming noise that was heard all over the place. I'll share the video with you. Here's what I've got. We have to take our bulldozer away, sadly. Here it is. You can see it there. They said the flash of the exploding meteor was detected from a weather satellite. You can see here the geocolor and the density from the weather satellite. So that's what it looks like. I don't know how dramatic that is. It's not very long either. Really interesting, though. Yeah. They said what you heard was the air compression of this thing moving really fast, creating pressure waves. Sometimes you hear the stone itself breaking apart from the forces that it's going through. That, according to astronomers at the Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum. Scientists are speculating that about 48.5 US tons of space rock fall toward Earth every day, but most of it burns up in the atmosphere. And that's what we call shooting stars. 5 to 10% of those survive the hot, intense journey to the planet, and the rocks that reach the ground, of course, are called meteorites. Usually they're about the size of a pebble, in some cases, about the size of the fist. But in this case, the boom that was heard shook houses in a neighborhood. It was louder than a transformer exploding. Some people thought, is that an earthquake? Come on. Others said, did a big tree come down because of the wind? What happened? Yeah, just really, really loud. Now, I don't know if this is the same one or if this is a different one, but a mysterious sonic boom also rattled counties in South Carolina. I tend to think it was the same thing. And in this one, we have a local news report, and I'm hoping that we actually get to hear what it sounded like. Let me bring this up. Here it is. Oopsies.
Shook people's homes, and it certainly got their attention from border to border here. So Watch Fox News went and tried to find some answers. All of this happened around 5:20 tonight, and for a long time, nobody knew what it was. Tonight, experts only seem to be sure about what it was not. Our Kiana Jordan joining us live in the studio now with what we're learning about what caused all that shaking.
Yeah, Brian, people across the region say they were shaken and confused after that powerful boom echoed across the area tonight. Now, reports came in from as far as North Augusta to Darlington County. Tonight, the U.S. Geological Survey telling Watch Fox News that the noise wasn't caused by an earthquake. Instead, it was a sonic boom. Now, several viewers sending us videos from their homes that show the shaking that happened this evening. The U.S. Geological Survey says the recorded waves and eyewitness reports are consistent with a sonic boom. The 0.0 magnitude boom was detected almost 4 miles northeast of St. Andrews area of Richland County near the State Fire Academy. But there was no seismic activity. Viewers from Lexington, Swansea, Blythewood, and several other communities reported feeling their homes shake. Now, others say the sound resembled thunder, an explosion, or a massive impact. The USGS says sonic booms happen when an object, including a plane or spacecraft, travels faster than the speed of the sound, creating shock waves that can be heard and felt on the ground. Now, tonight, still isn't clear what caused the boom. Again, no earthquake and no damage. Reports that we've seen from this incident. We'll continue to follow any new information about.
Yeah. It was a meteor, right? It was a meteor. I love the comment. We're Keisha and Bunny and we like the boom. That's pretty funny. The supersonic. Or Tigra and Bunny and we like the boom. Yes. Thank you. I see this popping in. Glenn throwing in a couple Australian dollars. Thank you for that. Working now, with you tomorrow. Have fun, guys. And not tomorrow, but next Tuesday, Glenn is coming on. He's going to take us to the Gold Coast for Travel Tuesday. So that'll be really fun. Wes, thank you for the 6. Sorry, late to the party, but made it. Always welcome whenever you want to show up. Thank you so much, Wes. Thank you for the contribution as well. As a matter of fact, you made it in time for Hide in Your Cave Monday. Let's go hide. Let's do it. I have a place to take you that I think you might like. It might be a little relaxing. Might be a little bit of a breath of fresh air. You know, blue, gorgeous water, a sea cave. What's not to like? Here we go. This is Paxos. The spectacular blue caves of Paxos. They are a marvel with mesmerizing blue and intricate formations, making them a must-see. There are towering limestone cliffs and enchanting caves. They are located on the west coast of the island of Paxos. The coast built of limestone cliffs and sea caves. There's a legend that it's the hiding place of Amafriti. Did you know? I did not know. They're only accessible by sea. Lots of sea creatures here, lots of dolphins around. You can get there by ferry from Parga or Corfu Island. The areas to visit: Antipaxos, Paxos, and the Blue Caves. You can take a water taxi. You can kayak. You got to get there by water. This is along the rugged coastline of Greece, hidden beneath the blue waters of the Aegean Sea, like a little gem. Yapandi Cave, with its enchanting blue hues and mystical aura, beckons adventurers to explore its depths and uncover the secrets that lie within. This as written by the folks at myplacetovisit.net. From ancient legends to breathtaking rock formations, this underwater wonderland promises an unforgettable journey into the unknown. The cave is so big, as you can see here by the entrance, that a ferry can enter it. So that's pretty cool. But you'll also see other kinds of boats in here: kayaks, paddle boards. There is a rock formation that is right in front of this that it almost looks so magical because it has a glow to it. I have to show you this rock formation. It just is so beautiful. And this is on the way as you're headed to this. I think I have it. On the way to this Paxos cave, check out this rock formation in the sea. It's so interesting and colorful with greens and purples and blues and reflecting the surface of the ocean. Also nearby is this. It's called the Triptos Arch that you will be able to see in this area. This is also the jutting out of the rock is called Ortholios Rock. Kind of lends this eerie beauty to this area. And then there's the Triptos Arch, one of the remains of a partially collapsed sea cave. Really incredible. Beautiful to see. So they don't take us inside of the caves, but they say it is a marvel to behold. And I thought it'd just be kind of cool to look at that for a minute. This is the limestone and the bright white of the rock and the blue of the water. Really cool. Find out more at myplacestovisit.net. You can check out the Blue Caves of Paxos. Really, really cool. And there's more than one cave. I mean, I have another picture. You look at it, there just seems to be like this whole landscape dotted with openings. And I'm not sure if it's one cave, or I'm sure there's more than one cave to get in. Incredible. Look at this. You can see all the little openings down below. See them all? It's probably all one cave, but they're all over the coast here. The openings for these caves. Oh, beautiful. This picture really did it for me, though. So there it is. Only one cave today, but it's enough. And that is Hide in Your Cave Monday. I'm still in there hiding out. I don't know where you are. Thank you to everyone for contributing to the After Party Live. You guys are so amazing. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate the support. This show doesn't happen without you, and you make it successful, and you've allowed the show to go on for more than 2 years. Linda G, thank you for your recurring payment on PayPal once a month that rolls through. Thank you so much. Joe F, huge thank you as well. Wes from last week, thank you so much. Janet W, those are the most recent contributors to the After Party Live PayPal. You will find that if you're interested in the show description every day and in the About tab here on the After Party Live. So, and that does it for us. I will see you tomorrow. Boy, the Mark Thompson show is going to be a really good one. We've got David K. Johnston popping in, Trita Parsi coming through as well. And then on Wednesday, politics girl Lee McGowan will come by. So it's going to be a really, really good one. Nice looking water, says Zero Sum. Hard to tell how big it is from the picture at the cave. Yeah, water's a beautiful color. Sometimes just a little bit of relaxation. I'm telling you guys, an owl and water, I think we're good to go, don't you think? we got some really beautiful owls. We got a sea cave. Are you relaxed? I'm feeling pretty relaxed. I don't know. Thank you again for voting. Really appreciate that support as well. And I will see you tomorrow here on the After Party Live, where we'll take a little trip. If you have any thoughts about where we ought to go, please send me a message. Here is the address, Kim at the After Party Live. You can reach me there, and we'll do a little trip tomorrow. Okay. Until we meet again, make it the very best rest of your Monday. Bye, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
Same here, Noah Fidian. Elise, if you need cookies and amazing Carmelitas, please check in with Elise. Sweet Petite bnc@gmail.com is her email address. Sweet Petite bnc@gmail.com. Amazing baker. Hi, Elise. Aloha, Hilo. Karen. She makes those beautiful jewels. Thank you, What the Sizzle.